So when everybody starts listening to what I say, I'll stop talking about it. Hey everybody, Neil Winteregg here with Matterhorn Business Development. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. I am joined again by my trusty sidekick, Greg Winteregg, author and CEO of Matterhorn Business Development. His new book, Fun at Work, is out. Make sure that you pick it up. There will be links down below, and I'm sure he'll give us at least 3 thumbs up and remind us before the end of the video about the book. So today, we're gonna be talking a little bit more about the retail apocalypse. But before we get into that, be sure you like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. I also wanna hear some feedback from you about other stories that you or other experiences that you have had similar to mine, because today is actually a retail apocalypse update story.
Oh boy.
Success story.
Oh no.
Yes, believe it or not.
There are those?
I was shocked. This is a true real life story that happened to me last night.
Okay.
Okay, so I needed to buy a new pair of shoes.
Okay.
Because I don't know if you saw me yesterday, but it was raining pretty hard and my shoes tried to kill me twice walking across the street. I had had them for a little while, the tread was taken down. They're just like regular tennis shoes or whatever.
Right.
And so the last time I bought those shoes was from a place called Famous Footwear in the Clearwater Mall.
Right.
And now I live right next to Clearwater Mall. So yesterday I was like, I need to go buy some shoes. So I go in, I walk in, and there's a person in the back, and I hear her say hello and wave, and I was like, hi. And I walked straight up to the men's shoes because they're right in the very front. And next thing I know, she's right next to me.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, hello. And she's like, hey, how's it going? And I was like, good. She's like, you looking to replace those? And I said, yeah, they're pretty worn out. And she's like, well, do you like those? I said, yeah, they're really comfortable. I really like this style. They're this mesh. This is my first time I've had these shoes. She said, you know, we actually have those exact ones in stock. What size do you wear? And she walked around to the other side. She went straight to where they were. I pulled my shoe off. I said, this is a 10.5. She's looking, she's like, I have every size but 10.5.
No.
I was like, well, that's okay because, you know, I'm okay with mixing up a little bit. She's like, well, these are very similar. And she comes around and we start going around and we start looking.
This girl gets it.
Yeah. And she's laughing with me and she's joking with me and I'm like, wow. And my thought was, this has never happened before. Like, I've been to this store 2 or 3 times. I'm not a big shoe person. I have 2 pairs of shoes. I have the shoes I'm wearing right now and my black dress shoes. That's all I have.
That's it.
And so
your wife makes up for it.
Yes, definitely. Yes, that is for sure. So I have 2 pairs of shoes because that's all that's left in the budget, right? So I go and, so I go there like once every 8 or 9 months. And I've been there, this is probably my 3rd or 4th time buying shoes.
Okay.
Now, every other time I was there, the people were very nice, don't get me wrong. But it was the typical, hey, you doing okay over here? Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, and then just like walk away. I literally, every time I've been there, have picked out my own shoes, tried them on.
By yourself?
Oh yeah, just by myself, that's what I'm used to, right? So this lady is pulling out boxes, she's telling me about this shoe, she's looking at it compared to this one, she goes, you know, your shoes are all black, so you probably don't want any of these colorful shoes, right? I was like, yeah, I don't want any of those. She's like, what about this one? And we grabbed a pair, and I put them on, and I was like, you know, it's not as comfortable. I was like, it's a little bit solid underneath. She's like, yeah, it doesn't have that soft foam thing. I was like, man. She's like, you know what? Let's go look at the clearance rack really quick. So she takes me back to the back of the store. We're talking the whole way. Shows me the clearance rack. We look around. She's like, yeah, we still don't have any other ones. Let's go back up front. I'm gonna get you some sole inserts I want you to try with the harder ones.
Yeah.
Pulls off a box of these inserts, puts them in. I put my feet into them. I walk around. I'm like, wow, this feels really nice. She's like, those are nice shoes and they're on sale. They're only 50 bucks. I was like, wow, that's awesome. She's like, do you need any other shoes? I was like, no, that's all I need. She's like, great, let's get you checked out. I mean, ran the whole thing.
Wow.
So at this point, I was pretty impressed because she was with me the whole time.
Yeah.
She was super helpful. She was asking me questions. And I've never had, in the last 10 years probably, an experience quite like that.
Now, is this that experience with shoes or buying anything?
Anything.
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 Right.
Like, what have I bought in the last 10 years where the person was that nice?
Sort of like when
I can't think, I'm serious, I can't think of
when you flew to Tampa to Fort Lauderdale to buy a car and they wouldn't pick you up and took 8 hours on the paperwork.
Yes.
Right. Even, yeah.
Yeah, absolute pain in the ass.
So this girl you were impressed with?
Yes, so we get to the counter, and so I had to say something.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, listen, I got a question for you. How long you been doing this? She's like, oh, I've been here, I think she said 10 years, right?
Really?
And I introduced I introduced myself. I said, so your name? And she had her name tag, and she said, yeah, what's your name? I said, I'm Neil. We shook hands, and I was like, listen, I gotta be honest with you. I do sales training and communication training and stuff for a living, and you're probably the best salesperson I've run into in the last 10 years. And she was like, really? I was like, I am serious.
That's awesome.
I was like, I actually do videos on my YouTube channel about the retail apocalypse. And I said, it is entirely because the salespeople in the stores don't know what they're doing. And she said, that is absolutely correct. And I was like, I'm right.
Well, at least in her universe.
Hey, that's two people that think I'm right. So we talked about it, and I said, I need a phone number so that I can call the corporate office or whatever.
Really?
And she's like, here, and she gave me a phone number, and I said, I was like, you should be doing much better here than you are. I was like, you've been here 11 years. Yeah, I'm like, you've been here 11 years. And I told her what we do, and I said, I know so many people that could hire somebody like that.
Yeah.
Like, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what her experience is in, her communication was so good.
Yep.
So the next part of the story is I go across the street to get dinner before going home.
Okay.
And while I'm waiting for my food, I call the 800 number.
Yeah.
And I'm like, where's the compliment helpline? You know what I
Right.
mean? And it's like, for all other concerns, hit 3. I was like, all right, fine, I hit 3. And a guy answers the phone, and I introduced myself. I said, hi, my name's Neil, and I just had a fantastic experience in one of your stores, and I wanted to call somebody and talk about it.
Wow.
And there was silence. And he goes, well, I don't get a lot of phone calls like that. So I want to make sure I get all of the information correct here. So we went through the store, what number it was. I told him all about it. And I said, listen, this person needs to really understand that they're very unique. And whoever is her boss or her manager needs to understand that this person probably could be doing a lot more than she is for your store. Yeah. And the guy on the phone was flabbergasted.
He didn't know what to do with that.
He had never had a compliment come in. He said, we don't get a lot of phone calls like that here. You know? So I probably, when I said, I was just shopping in this store, he was probably thinking, oh God, here's another one, right? And he didn't know what to say.
That's awesome.
So Famous Footwear, Clearwater Mall, go and ask for India, and she was fantastic.
She rocks.
She rocked.
And if you own a company and you're looking for a sales rep, go into Famous Footwear and ask for India.
Yeah, that is the first time that I can remember in I don't know how many years where I actually wanted to call and compliment somebody, because I'm like, first off, and I'm meaning this with all sincerity in case India's watching because I told her about the channel, she could be doing so much more than this with her attitude, her communication ability. She even sold me 2 bundles of socks because my Oakley socks have been stopped being produced, and I've been in a sock nightmare ever since. So I needed to find a good replacement. She helped me pick those out. She said, this is what my husband wears. They're super tough. They're super strong. I was like, wow, this is awesome. You know, she did the whole thing.
Wow.
And that really does show how if every store just had one person like that, who could actually go around and help, they would all be making more money just as a result.
Well, and this reminds me of a story where we have a seminar that we do, a one-day seminar called Peak Performance Sales Training.
Yep.
And we've done it before at a hotel near International
this was
Mall.
my idea.
And Neil had this great idea. Over lunch, we do sales training, so over lunch we send people out into the mall.
This is the International Plaza, by the way.
Yeah,
which
very upscale.
The nicest upscale mall in the area.
Yeah.
It's got Mont Blanc. It's got Hugo Boss. It's got
Apple. Apple's got a store there.
Yeah, but I'm talking like high end. It's got the highest in. There's a Gucci store in there, I think. I mean, Louis Vuitton. All that stuff is in there.
And so Neil's idea was, they get a 1-hour lunch break, but they have to eat at the food court in 20 minutes, and then they have to go out into the mall. And now with this new data, observe how they're being sold.
No, what it was is they had to try and buy something. Remember? Remember?
That's
They had to go into a store
to buy something.
And see if the salesperson would even sell it to them.
The stories are gross. So our friend Jeff, he walks into a store, and I don't remember what it was, but there's a guy on his phone behind the register, and he looks up and says, "Holler if you need help." And then he went right back to his phone. And then we had one client walk into a leather store.
Keenan needed a belt, right?
He needed a belt. He actually
needed
wanted to buy a belt.
He went to the store and said, now I can buy my belt.
So he walks into the leather shop, and the rep is immediately into what's on sale and these bags over here. And our friend Keenan, he walks right up to the belt rack, and the guy is still blabbing away, trying to sell him something. He has a belt in his hand, and the guy's trying to get him to look at other things, and the guy never asked him if he wanted to buy the belt, and he got so disgusted he put the belt on the rack and walked out. And my comment on that is I feel sorry for the owners because they feel like they have a sales rep, like they think there's somebody that they have hired that's going to sell something, and all they have are babysitters. These are just people who are there to prevent people from walking in from the mall, grabbing things, and leaving without paying.
Yeah.
So it's just what you experienced here is really awesome.
It was amazing to me because it shows that those people are out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is a person who has worked for this franchise for 10 years, I think she said. It was 10
she ought to be a manager.
Years. She should be the regional manager,
exactly,
or the East Coast manager, or whatever.
Or possibly the VP of sales for Famous Footwear.
Yeah, who cares? But the point is that these people exist.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of people when they say, "Oh, well, nobody wants to work and nobody wants to do this." I'm like, that is total BS.
Well, and the training that they're getting is just bunk. I mean,
and she knows that.
Yeah.
Or the people in the stores know that.
Yeah.
And so when you find somebody who is really good at their job, it kind of has to come naturally instead of being trained in.
Right. But these are skills that can be trained.
Yeah, exactly.
She obviously has it. She probably had it when she was 4.
Nobody in the mall, nobody in the Countryside Mall
right,
was interested in training their sales reps. Now, it would probably be different if you go to Louis, if you go to the Mont Blanc store. You should find a real salesman there, or somewhat of a real salesman.
Well, I go to Mont Blanc, and they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. But I think most stores have, they just don't care enough. And the information that's out there is telling them not to invest in people, which is a complete joke.
Yep.
You have to invest into people. And this was just like really refreshing. And it was
really awesome.
And especially since we've been making all these videos talking about how terrible everybody is, I was like, I have to call and put a compliment in.
That's awesome.
Because, I just like, karma or whatever, you know what I mean? Like I had to make a call and compliment it, but also just point out to some of these large companies in the retail market, they're creating their own demise.
They are.
It isn't Amazon, it isn't Google. We've talked about this. You need somebody to come in and just teach people to say, hello, what's your name?
Right.
I mean, that goes a long way. Right now, the customer service experience is, if you need anything, let me know, or are you finding everything okay?
Right.
That I get asked that when I'm in the checkout line at Publix.
Right.
Everybody's, did you find everything okay? Okay. And if I say no, they're not going to be like, let's stop everything and go help you. It's just like, better luck next time. You know,
right.
So this is all a self-created problem.
Totally.
And I just thought it was awesome to see somebody who cared about their job and was just making it happen.
It was caring about the job and caring about you. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, these videos we have, it's sounding a bit like a broken record, but it's like you just have to care about the customer, give good customer service, and help them solve their problem.
Yeah.
You walked in with a problem, and she was all over it, and it didn't take long either, did it? It was probably, the whole thing was done in 15 minutes?
Less than that.
Less than.
We did it all. I was in and out, and that's how I like to shop. I go in, I buy things,
Right.
So yeah.
But this is what it's about. It's about customer service. It's about caring and putting all of your attention on helping the customer rather than the close, the commission, what's in it for me.
Right. And here's another thing I want to say about that is that is the most basic thing that you can learn in sales.
Yeah.
And we've actually gotten some comments, not compliments, some comments from some of you out there who I've tried to say like what we're saying is the same as everybody else.
That is so not true.
Which isn't true because nobody's doing it. So for all of you go, everybody knows that. Go buy a car and tell me how it goes, okay? Go to Payless, which doesn't even exist anymore, and tell me if you get the same customer service. So when everybody starts listening to what I say, I'll stop talking about it.
No,
when everybody starts off my chest because I'm like,
When
Come
everybody
on.
starts doing what you say, then we can stop talking about it.
Exactly. So yes, there might be other channels out there like, oh, talk about the person, but nobody does it.
Right.
And that was why I had to give a compliment to the famous footwear people.
Yeah.
And India over there, because she really helped me out.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna off the cuff here.
You're gonna show?
Boom! $59.99. Actually, no, $49.99. They're awesome, and they got little shoe inserts, and they're nice and jelly.
India.
Yes. So that was story time for the Retail Apocalypse Update story, success story. We will see you next time.
And don't forget to buy my book, Fun at Work. Go to funatworkthebook.com, and you're going to learn how to have a great day, a great job, and start your own business or build your company bigger.
You wrote a book? We'll see you next time.
You're